Okay, in this video we're going to show you how to create a Hiltux LiveUSB bootable thumb drive. So we're going to be using a tool called Rufus, which is an open source freeware tool that you can get off of the web, and your instructions should have a link on how to download this. You can use other tools, but this is one that we've tested and it seems to work pretty well. So you can see here I've got a couple of different versions of the Hiltux distribution loaded here in these ISO files. We're going to use this 1.8 version. So the first thing I'm going to do before we get started is I'm going to insert the USB stick that we're going to use. So you're going to see it pops up a window. In this case, yours may not pop up a window, but the important thing to do here is to note the drive letter. In this case, it's using the drive letter E. Yours may be different. If you don't have a pop-up window that comes up that tells you what drive letter it is, then you can also look in Explore and you can see in this case it's drive letter E. That's going to be very important when we go to make the thumb drive. So let's get started. Let's run the Rufus program. We're going to double click on it, and if you have user account control turned on, you may get a window that pops up and asks you, do you want to allow the program to make changes to this computer, and you'll want to click yes. That may not be showing on the screen that we're looking at, and you may not have that pop up on your screen. It just depends on how you've got the user account control configured on your computer. So very first thing at the very top of the window here for the Rufus program is the device, and we're going to select drive letter E. Very important. That's the same drive that popped up whenever the USB stick was inserted. In fact, you can kind of see it pop up here. The USB device that I'm using is a SanDisk, so that's another little check you can use to verify that it is the correct device. We're going to default this to the MBR partition scheme for BIOS or UEFI computers. That will allow it to boot on either older machines or some of the newer machines that have the new BIOS replacement called EFI. We want to also default the file system to FAT32, and all the rest of this we're going to leave the same for now. We're going to skip over the volume label. One thing that we'll need to do is select the ISO image to use. So we're going to click on this, and then in our case we're going to use the 1.8 ISO. So we'll select that and click OK here. Let me bring that into the window here. So you can see that that's been selected down at the bottom here. It shows which ISO I'm going to use. And then we're going to uncheck this create extended label and icon files. This will create an auto run.inf file, which we don't need, so we're going to turn that off. And then the very last thing we're going to do is on the volume label we're going to change this to Hiltux. You can actually use any label that you want. This is just so that when it shows up in your Windows Explorer window, you'll know that that's your Hiltux bootable thumb drive. So one last check here. We're going to make sure, very important, that it's going to the correct drive. You could very easily overwrite a drive that you didn't intend to if you're not very careful here. So this is going to the E drive, and that's the one for the demonstration that we're doing here. In your case it may be a different letter, so just want to make sure. So we're going to click start here, and it gives you one last warning, and then we're going to click OK, and this is going to pop up various messages. There may be some dialog boxes that pop up. You could see that pops up one time and then it went away automatically. The second time we're just going to click X and you'll get a little status dialog box here. This could take a minute or two to finish. So just depends on how big the distribution is and how fast your computer and your USB drive is. Okay, and it's copied all the files, and we saw a little message down at the bottom indicating that it was wrapping up, and now it says done, and we didn't receive any errors. So at this point, congratulations, it's now created a bootable USB thumb drive for Hiltux.